I was surprised. Oh, 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 oh. I'm so done with you. Yeah, I'm so done with you. And I thought you'd changed, but you go back to the same old ways. Yeah, I'm so done with you. I hope that it made you feel good. A warning shot for the other boys. Give my thanks only like an ex could. Now I know I made the right choice. Oh, 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 oh. I'm so done with you. Yeah, I'm so done with you. And I thought you'd change, but you go back to the same old ways. Yeah, I'm so done with you. Oh, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. I'm so done with you. Yeah, I'm so